All right, we are live once again. Aloha and welcome everyone to another very special event here through Paradigm Shift Central. Today's event is actually a little bit different. Today's event is our Ibble app introduction and onboarding event. And so for this event, what it's going to be myself joined with some of the fellow awesome members that we have here in our community, who I'll just bring up on camera real quick and you guys can just kind of like wave to the camera. We've currently got in the Zoom room, we've got Natasha, we've got Candace, we've got Luna, and we've got Tree. And Natasha, Luna, and Tree, the three of them and myself, plus a few other creators, we are currently on Ibble app creating conscious content, hosting exclusive events. And so with this event, a lot of you have been hearing us talk about Ibble app. I first mentioned it way back in the start of January. A lot has happened since then. And so right now, a big focus within the community is to be able to help invite more people onto the app so that you guys can participate, so that you guys can be a part of the interactive events, and so that you guys can experience it for yourself. Before we go any further, for those of you on the YouTube, just go ahead and drop me an 1111 in the chat just to be able to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. It's coming through perfectly. And yeah, with that said, what we're going to do with this event, I'm going to basically just kind of tell you guys a little bit about Ibble. And then also right away, I'll mention to you right now, what you can do is literally check the info for this video. And there's some few steps there. You don't even have to wait for me to tell you this. Go ahead and click the info for this video on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, jump over to the YouTube and click the info. So just like the little drop down, and you'll see I've written out a series of steps. I'm going to walk through those with you during the event. But with that, it's basically got the install link. It's got the links for the other creators. And it's also got our currently pending schedule for our upcoming events. Plus some other really cool stuff, such as our custom conscious creator feed, which I'll talk to you guys about a little bit more. So if you haven't already yet and you want to like literally just download Ibble right now as we're doing this, and then you can follow along as we're going through the event, go ahead and do that. Again, it will only take a couple minutes to be able to download. Keep in mind, it's currently mostly available only in the US. So if you're outside of the US, it may not be available for you. And yeah, with that said, I'll just give a quick introduction to Ibble, and then we're going to pass the talking stick around, and I'm going to introduce you to some of the other creators that we have here. And with that, we'll just kind of go with the flow. And we hope that out of this, more of you are, again, just using this as an opportunity to learn more about Ibble and to be able to join us there for the other awesome things that we're going to be hosting as well. So first off, we're going to keep hosting our regular events here through Paradigm Shift Central every Thursday. In addition, we're also going to be, I'm personally going to be hosting events on Ibble every Wednesday, 8 p.m. EST. And then the other creators that we have in the meeting here, plus ones that are not here, but going to be joining later, they each have their own events scheduled once a week as well. So lots to be able to take part in. And again, I'll just give a quick introduction as to what Ibble is. And overall, we're going to keep this broadcast, this event, probably within like 90 minutes, give or take. So go ahead and leave your comments and feedback throughout the YouTube chat as we go. And if you have any questions, ask those in the YouTube chat. And again, go ahead and check the info for this video, start downloading it, and go ahead and follow the steps there. So what is Ibble? So Ibble, first of all, Ibble is an app that is not owned by big tech. So right away, it's like way different from TikTok. It's way different from Instagram. It's way different from YouTube. It's way different from Facebook. It's an app that's actually been in development for probably like 3.5, almost 4 years now. There's a lot of really good heart that's been put into this app. And the app is designed to be able to spark discussions and spark new ideas, to be able to create empathetic connections, empathetic discussions, and to be able to essentially kind of like help just kind of like see the world in a bigger light, so to speak, to be able to kind of like bridge connection between people's passions. So the format of the app, more or less, the basic format is that it's quite simple. People can upload, they can create their own threads by uploading a 60-second video. And that 60-second video would literally just be something like, hey guys, like, what's your favorite movie? Let's talk about that. And then the users within the app, they can see that thread get posted based on who they're following. And if they want to be able to add to the thread, they can simply submit their own 60-second audio or video or even text-based clip. And then with that, they can contribute to the thread. And so through this, you can imagine, like, say if I create that post first thing in the morning, I'm like, hey guys, what's your favorite movie? Flash forward 10 minutes, and then Natasha adds in, oh, my favorite movie is Terminator 2. Like, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. Maybe it's The Emperor's New Groove. I feel like that's probably not too far from the truth. So with that, and then Natasha adds her 60-second reply, maybe like 10 minutes after that. And then maybe, you know, I'm about doing my thing, spending time just doing my regular routine throughout the day. And then a half hour later, Luna sees the thread and then she adds to it. And then a little bit later, Kristen sees the thread and then she adds to it. And then Tree sees the thread and she adds to it. And then by the end of the day, together as a group, we've actually had this full-on discussion that might almost be kind of maybe like, depending on how many times we reply, it could be 10 minutes long, it could be 20 minutes long, depending on how quick we're just kind of like jumping in And if I see a reply, I might just be able to be like, oh, like maybe I'm in the store in the grocery mart right now, but I'm just going to add an audio reply. I'm not going to worry about filming myself. And I'm going to be like, man, I love that movie too. What a cool movie. Like, oh, have you seen the sequel and stuff? So you can imagine that by the end of the day, not even just the end of the day, but even over a period of couple days, what you almost do is you almost kind of like co-create, kind of like a podcast. Like it's kind of like this co-created podcast experience. And again, it's a really cool way to be able to have these discussions with the people who share common passions and interests. Now, that's just like the basic of what Ibble can actually be used for. As a tool, it's actually something that we can get really creative with. And this is where you're going to start learning about some of the events that myself and some of the other members here have been hosting. So again, that's basically the format of Ibble. It's a place to be able to have discussions and to be able to connect with people. And you can imagine that when I first found out about this, I'm like, yo, like this is a great place for us to be able to have philosophical discussions, metaphysical discussions. I want to be able to, much like what I do through here through Paradigm Shift, I want to use Ibble as a place to be able to create sacred space for us to be able to have intentional conversations. So some of the conversations are just going to be kind of like really like fun and goofy, but then the other conversations can be really like, you know, really deep and really kind of like intimate and really vulnerable. And again, you can create your own discussions. Once we start getting more people on the app and you guys start following each other and stuff, you're going to start getting familiar with who's creating what, and then you can create your own threads and invite people into it. Again, it's a really, really cool app. There's a lot of potential to it. And over the past couple months, myself, and again, there's 7 other creators who right now, all 7 of us are actually currently involved as ambassadors for Ibble. So what's one thing that's unique about Ibble, and we'll talk about this briefly, is that Ibble is also actively like supporting creators within the app. So basically, like, you know, when apps are developing, you know, like sometimes they'll have money and they have a place to be able to spend it. So it's just like, okay, we're going to spend it on promotion, we're going to spend it on development, we're going to spend it on tech design and stuff like that. Ibble is actually also taking a good amount of those funds and directly investing into creators. And they're basically saying like, hey, if you can host regular weekly events for us on Ibble, we'll support you in doing that. And your role is basically to be able to create meaningful content and to be an ambassador to help bring people over to the app. So I was the first ambassador for Ibble. And then out of that, I started telling people about it. And then over the past couple months, myself and these 7 other creators, we formed this like really tight-knit squad. And now all 8 of us are on board as ambassadors. And now we're at the point where we also have, where all of us are hosting weekly events. And some of them are just getting started with their first events. Shout out to Brianna. Brianna literally is hosting an event on Ibble as we are talking right now. And it's all about like relationship advice and oracle card reading. So you can imagine, if you know Brianna, how cool that would be. So right now, again, a big part of our role is to not only just be able to tell you guys about Ibble, but to be able to invite you over to it. Because again, you know, like TikTok, Instagram, it has its limits. Like, do you really want to just spend the rest of your time there? Like, no, not necessarily. On Ibble, it's designed not just to be able to kind of like suck away your energy, but it's something where you might just kind of use like on the go. You know, you might just pop into it for a couple minutes, you check a reply, add a reply, listen to a couple things that your friend said, and then you're back to doing something else. And then by the time you're done working on Ibble, playing with Ibble, you leave feeling inspired. You're just like, whoa, like I got to hear something really meaningful. And maybe someone said something that changed my perspective, or maybe I got to share something that I'd never shared before. So you can imagine how Ibble is going to be a unique experience for every single different user. And again, this isn't something where like, I'm not even trying to like sell you guys on the idea. I'm literally just sharing what it is. And if this is something that you guys resonate with, then you'll make that choice for yourself to be like, whoa, this is pretty cool. Maybe I'm going to check this out for myself. And so again, at this point, if me just telling you about this is already sparking your curiosity, check the info in the video for links. Check the info in this video for the link to be able to download it. That's my referral link you'll see at the top. It basically just tells them that they downloaded it by, you guys found it through me, which is cool. And then also there's the other steps, and I'll go through those other steps as well. And it also has the links to the 7 other creators within our squad. And it also has a link to another document which lists even more creators within the community. And that's going to continue to grow. As you guys within our Paradigm Shift Central community, as you get involved on Ibble, I'll add your names to that document so that when one person finds that document, they're also going to find like all of our profiles. So you can see that a big vision that I have for Ibble is for us as a conscious community within the Paradigm Shift Central community and beyond to really just continue to use Ibble as a space to have these meaningful interactions, to have these meaningful events that will continue to shift consciousness, that will continue to bring us back to our heart space. And so far, I've hosted 5 events on Ibble, and you can actually find the recordings for these on my YouTube channel. So you can go back and check those out and listen to them without even being in the app. And a lot of really, really cool stuff has already been taking place on Ibble. And that's why I'm so excited to be able to share with you guys a little bit more about it. So we're going to get into kind of like, I'm going to walk you guys through the steps. And then from there, before we do that, we're actually just going to pass it around. We have Natasha and Luna. You guys are just going to get a chance to be able to meet them, and they're just going to tell you in their own words what their experience is like on Ibble. And then also with that, we're going to get you familiar with some of the content that they're creating, the events that they're hosting, get you familiar with the schedule of the events of the creators. Again, all this is in the info for the video, so just read that over as you're watching this. And that's basically it. And then by the end of it, we're just going to wrap it up. And I think a couple other creators are going to be joining in, and we're going to be answering any questions that you guys might have about Ibble as well. So yeah, with that said, if there are any questions, go ahead, leave those in the chat. If you guys are feeling just even like moderately curious and excited about Ibble and thinking about download it, do me a favor and drop an 1111 in the chat. And again, I'll continue to kind of engage with you guys in the chat as we go. With that said, I'm going to just kind of like pass the talk and stick around. So Natasha or Luna, if one of you guys just wants to just be able to, again, just kind of introduce yourself, share a little bit about, even just right off the start, what you're going to be doing on Ibble with your upcoming events. And also just, again, your experience about Ibble. And we'll just kind of, shoot the shift here for a little bit. So whoever wants to go first, go ahead and just unmute your microphone. And you guys can jump right in or just raise your hand, and then I'll prompt you guys to whoever wants to go next. So who wants to go first? More or less. Natasha, sure. Let's hear from Natasha first. All right. So go ahead and give a nice warm welcome to Natasha. And Natasha has been rocking it on Ibble. So Natasha, when you're ready, go ahead and introduce yourself and just share a little bit from your heart about Ibble and what you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. You know how it works. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for the intro, Brendon. Happy to be here. Happy to be sharing from the heart. Really have been enjoying Ibble. It feels a lot more meaningful than other apps. I will say that. I mean, I enjoy all apps, but it's great to have that freedom of speech and to be uncensored and share what you want to share, and in a safe space too. That's the cool part about this. It's not just, a crap show. Everyone seems supportive of each other, and that's what I'm really digging about it. And so I just actually solidified my event schedule today. So I'll be doing Mondays at 7 p.m. EST, starting March 7th, and it'll be called the Reframe Roundtable. And it's going to be a lot about perspective shifting and to show you what's possible, non-judgment, authenticity, all about the good energy. I know that sounds really general, but it's going to be awesome. Okay. And you just have to stay tuned to find out more, but it's very much a safe space for misfits and all the weirdos out there. If you watch my content, I'm a weirdo. I welcome the weirdos. So come be a weirdo with me. Alrighty. Thank you. Much love.
Awesome. Thank you, Natasha. And yeah, we'll pass it to Luna in a second. And again, like absolutely, like one of the things that's really cool about Ibble is that, like TikTok, Instagram, it's been around for so long that I hate to say it, but it's kind of, there's a lot of muddy waters on those platforms. It's kind of a toss up, you create a video and you're going to like piss someone off. And then, you're just like, it's just like, man, like there's like thousands of people watching my videos, but I don't feel like I'm actually connecting on a deeper level with too many of them, like maybe a couple, but it's like, who are all these people commenting? So one of the ways that you can think about Ibble is that, it's a way to kind of like bring comments to life. And it's also a way for people who may follow different creators, for them to be able to engage with these creators on a much more personal level. So, if you're watching this and maybe you've been watching, just as an example, you've been watching my content and you join me on Ibble, like we can immediately have a conversation, like we can use the app to be able to get to know each other a little bit more. And as much as you continue to engage on Ibble, we'll just kind of continue to develop that as well. And as Natasha said, Ibble app, it's not censored, not in the same way that like, again, TikTok and Instagram are. I mean, obviously there's guidelines, which is important with any community, but it is a really cool space where, again, they want you to be able to explore the topics that are important to you as well. So it's a lot of fresh soil in the Ibble place. And that's why we want to be able to, utilize this opportunity to lead by example within Paradigm Shift, to be able to help build the foundations for conscious conversations, conscious community, and lots of really, really cool stuff that's going to be coming your way. So Luna, I'll pass it over to you. And again, you can just kind of introduce yourself, what you're doing on Ibble, and what your experiences so far is, et cetera, et cetera. So everyone go ahead and say hi to Luna. Welcome, Luna.
Hello. Woo-woo. Natasha, thank you for that energy. I love it. Love it. Feeling it. So I'm Luna, if you guys do or do not know. And I am going to be hosting events every Sunday on Ibble. It's going to be a sound bath. So it's called Universal Frequencies. That's like the name of the show. And Universal Frequencies will be a sound bath that I'll prepare for you guys in a few short videos. And then I'll have a theme as well each week. So each week we'll change the theme. The last time I had an open mic, so people sent in videos of them singing and things like that. And so this week we're going to discuss the question, what does it mean to be a conscious creative? So calling all creative beings, all my creators, come and answer this question. I just posted another question today, just before I jumped on this call. And the question is, how do you boost your creativity when you feel that you need to? So I want everybody to share how they boost their creativity so we can get different ideas. It's always great to learn from others and to share your experience. That's what I love about the app Ibble, that you actually get to connect with people on a deeper level. It's not just surface level, like you're actually having engaging mind expanding conversations, and it's a real conversation with somebody. And I haven't had conversations like that in a really long time with people, specifically on social media like Instagram or TikTok, because TikTok, my supporters, they can't DM me, they can't send me a message unless I follow them, but I don't even know if they have sent me a DM or not, unless they leave me a comment, and then I'm like, okay, I'll go follow you so we can talk. So it's a way to get around that, like Brendon said, when you get on the app, you immediately have like access to having a conversation with me, you know what I mean? Joining one of the threads and expanding your mind and expanding our minds by sharing your thoughts, so it's really cool. I want to utilize this space, because it is, like you said, fresh soil. It's fertile, beautiful soil that we have been like gifted by the universe to use to help raise the frequency of the planet, to help share love and embrace each other and be there for each other when we need us the most, and so I really love this space to unite people. So I want to use it to create a community of, like-minded, witchy, cool individuals, mystical people, or humans or non-humans, whatever you call yourself. You're welcome. Non-humans welcome as well. Okay. So yes, I'm having a lot of fun on there. And I'm having other events. I'm going to be doing tarot the first Sunday of March. So 2 Sundays. Yeah. On the 6th. So it'll be a free tarot event. So if you have any questions about your life, that you need like guidance, go ahead and join Ibble so you don't miss that event. And yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say. I'm just really excited for this app. I'm really excited for it to keep growing, because it's just now starting, and they're going to be doing updates and all that. Like, I did get some feedback that it might not be exactly user friendly right when they go onto it. So if you have any issues with that, like if you don't know, just DM me. I'll guide you. Like I'll let you know how to use it. You just got to mess around with it. It took me like like a few minutes, and I was like, okay, I know what this is, and I had fun. It's kind of like a chat, like you get to chat with people, like a chat room. And I used to love chat rooms back in the day when the internet first started. Oh, I'm aging myself. But that is all, my friends. Thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. I love you guys.
Beautiful TED Talk. Thank you, Luna. Wonderful. Yeah, so again, just kind of answering a couple questions coming up in the chat, and then what I'm actually going to do for you guys, I'm actually going to show you what Ibble looks like. So we're actually going to bring it up using my iPhone as a screen share, and then we're going to kind of like walk you through a little bit of the experience within the app. By then, we might have a few more creators who are joining in, and again, just kind of like answering any questions. There's not like too much that we really need. This isn't like a 5-hour broadcast. Like I said, we're going to be able to kind of like wrap things up soon enough. But just answering a couple questions, Alicia was asking, Ibble is not available in Ontario yet, it seems. Does anyone know if there's a way around that? So yes, there actually is. So I've actually tested this, and this is kind of more just like on the DL. But for anybody who is looking to download Ibble, and if it is not currently available in your region, and you're on, if you're on an iPhone, or even I think, if you're, so there's a couple things you need. First of all, you need like a phone number that's not like in like a European or UK phone number. So either like a North American, like a Canadian phone number, or a US phone number. And then also one way that you can actually download the app is by using a VPN. So a VPN, you can literally just download it as a trial. One that you can use is ExpressVPN. Like I tested this myself. What happened, the way how I actually got on Ibble is that for like a couple days, it was available in Canada, and then they switched it back. Within those couple days, that's when I downloaded it because someone had already been inviting me into it. And then after that, I'm just like, wait a second, is it not available in Canada anymore? So that's why, for some of you in Canada, it's just kind of like, well, how do I get it? So download a VPN is one way, and then go to the App Store. If it works like that just on using an Android phone, then you're good to go. And then at that point, you just need a North American phone number. So for those of you in like Europe, be aware of that. However, if you're on iPhone, there's an extra step. So if you're just on Android, just a VPN, maybe all you need. If you're on iPhone, and I'm just going to go over this real quick, this is what you need to do. What you can do, and again, this is kind of like don't tell anyone I told you this kind of thing, but what you can actually do is you can actually create a second iCloud account. So basically use an extra email address that you're just sitting on, or create a new email address, create a second iCloud account, and set your region and set your billing address within the iCloud account, or the Apple ID account, to the US, somewhere in the US, like somewhere in New York or something like that. Like you can find an address and enter it in. And then make sure that your VPN region, your VPN address, matches your address of your iCloud. Log in with that, or your Apple ID account, log in with that Apple ID account, and then go to the Apple Store, download the app. And then after that, switch back to your other Apple ID account, because once you've downloaded it, that's all you need to do. And then you don't have to continue to like have the VPN in order to use it. You literally just need it to download it once, and then that's it. So I know this because I actually did this just to be able to like see if I could download the app on Lacey's phone, and it worked. So I know it's possible. So again, for those of you who are like really eager to get on Ibble, but it's not in your region, there you go. That's how you do it. Maybe you would have figured that out for yourself. I never told you anything, allegedly. So, but with that said, what I'll do now, I'm actually going to show you guys just like some simple instructions, and we're just kind of walk you through some of the, again, like the instructions that are in the info for this video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, again, just go to the info for this video, bring it down, and you'll see what I'm basically just going to kind of like walk you guys through, because there's a couple really cool things. And as Luna said, like keep in mind that the app is still, it's still in development. It's getting better every day. They're still upgrading it. Even since the past 2 months that I started using it, it's definitely like improved a lot, and it's going to continue to improve. There are some things that are kind of like a little bit janky, but what we've actually done is created some like back-end tools to help make it easier for you as well. One of those back-end tools is actually our conscious creator feed. So first of all, join our Discord server. If you haven't joined our Discord server, join our Discord server if you want to be able to get updates on new events and new content that myself and the other members within the community and our squad are posting to Ibble. So I'll just post that into the info on the YouTube chat if you haven't already downloaded, if you haven't already joined that. So you can join our Discord server to be able to get updates, because that's where I'll like ping you guys, and you can follow that as well. And then when you click that on your mobile device, it will actually like open up within the app as well. I also created a website version of this that actually kind of like compiles both into one. And you can explore that website link, which is just kind of like a consolidated version of our conscious creator feed at paradigmshiftcentral.com/Ibble. So you can either join the Discord or just bookmark that creator feed and then check that on a regular basis. And then once you've got the app installed, opening that feed will actually launch into the app as well. I'm going to show you guys this in a little bit. So I just want to mention that because I'm going to mention it a little bit more a little bit later. So allow me to just kind of take a moment here to, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a couple like little screen share things real quick, and just give me a moment just to be able to make sure that I can get everything set up properly. And I'll kind of like walk you guys through what the process would look like for you guys to be able to, again, follow these instructions for yourself. So, okay. So I'm not going to do audio screen share just yet. So right now, like this is kind of meta, but you guys are like seeing the screen share, right? Correct? For those of you on YouTube, I assume. Let me just double check, or I'll see that in a second, but yeah, I'll double check, but I know it's coming through. Okay, so anyways, right now what you're seeing in the screen share, like this is like literally like the video that we're watching right here. What you're looking at right here is to drop down and to get the info for the steps here. So obviously the steps here, you can see like step one, you know, like download Ibble. If you've already done that, that's great. So the second step here, this is the special companion guide that I've created. You're welcome to check this out a little bit later. This is something that I kind of like created before I did this event, but the companion guide, this is something that I have in my profile link that you can access anytime. So you can use my profile link on Instagram or TikTok to be able to access this companion guide. Some of the other creators are going to have a similar companion guide for themselves a little bit later. And this is basically just like a little bit of info about the event. You guys already know this because I've already told you directly. And then some simple steps that are kind of similar to this. And then I'm not going to spend too much time here, but what I want you to show you is that on this little like document, which again, you can find through my profile link, this is where you can actually find the links for my like specific threads and events here on Ibble. So it posts to, one of the things on Ibble is that it's kind of hard to like find old events that creators have posted. So this is my way for you guys to be able to open up this document once you've had Ibble installed. And then for here, this is the first event that me and Luna actually did, what it means to be spiritual in 2022. Now, if I click this, if it works properly, then it will actually like take me right to the event. So you can see like that right there, like immediately just like suddenly like speeds things up. So if I'm here and then I'll just kind of like open this up in a browser window. So I just like opened up from the link within the YouTube video into a browser window. So again, you can play with this a little bit later, but again, basically here, from here, you can literally just like see all of the threads that I have. So here's one that's like kind of one of the popular ones, the Dream Log Recall thread. So Dream Log Recall thread, I'm going to click on the link and then that's going to open up into the Dream Log Recall thread. I'll show you guys a little bit more about what it looks like within the app as well. But the other thing is just going back to the steps on the video itself. So once you've downloaded the app, you can explore my companion guide a little bit later on your own. But the other thing that I want you to just be able to do is to literally use like the links here, which if I were to click right now, I don't think it will work. I think it will like not go to their profiles correctly, but these are all the links, both the Instagram and the Ibble links for the creators within our squad. So the creators in our squad, we have myself, Brendon, we have Brianna, we have Kristen, Pinoak Rising, we have Isabelle, aka Reflections, 555 or Reflection Frequency on Instagram. We have Luna, we have Melissa Baller, we have Natasha, the Reframe Queen, and we also have Tree. So with any of these links, I'm just going to test it right here. If I were to click Brianna's profile link right here, and then if I were to open up in Safari, I think right now it will take you to the profile within the browser. And then if you were to click the bottom right corner where there's like the little like icon there, and then scroll up from the top. If you ever have like a page that just kind of looks like this and it's just in a browser, scroll up a little bit extra to the top and you're going to see the open button. If you click that, it will open in the app. I already tested this and for some reason that doesn't direct you to the profile. However, what you can do is that within both within the original companion guide that I created, there's also the link for the list of creators that I've created. So if you actually scroll down to step number 4, there's a little link here that says open the list here to follow them. So this is referring to our list of conscious creators. This is the same link that is also available in the info for this video, which I guess I have to go back and click here. I'll show you guys 2 seconds. So if you're following the instructions in the info for this video, there's a little link here, like above all those blocks of our names and stuff like that. This is just what I want to show you. There's one that's tinyurl.com/Ibble conscious creators. Click that link. So click that link and then open that in Safari, click in the bottom right hand corner, open it up in actual Safari. For some reason, you have to like do that twice. So this is where you can actually see like the list of the creator names. So if you were to click here now, I don't know why it doesn't work on the YouTube before, but now when I click this is going to take you right to Brianna's profile. So right from here, this is where you're going to be able to access Brianna's profile. Swipe up, go back to your Safari, and then you're back in here, scroll down again. And then from here, you're going to follow Isabelle, who's next. So this is one way to quickly be able to follow the different creators within our squad. And so there's like the 8 primary creators plus a few more. And then we've also got other creators within the Paradigm Shift Central community who are on Ibble, but not actively as active. And then we've also got like some other creators who are other conscious creators, but not necessarily immediate Paradigm Shift members. So I would encourage you to utilize this, again, conscious creator, like what did I call it again? I called it the Conscious Creators on Ibble to Follow document. Very, very obvious. So another way that you can also kind of like explore the different people that you can follow would be to go to my profile on Ibble. So say you're already on my profile and then literally just go to the followers. So click on mine. It currently says 118 followers. If you were to click that, and then from here, right now, it's a little bit harder to kind of like find everyone, but you can find some of the creators there. So you can see Luna. And then within here, you'd be able to like manually click and you'd be able to like follow them there. So if I wasn't already following Luna, I'd be able to click that and go through. And then you can scroll through and there's Tree. And if I hadn't followed Tree, I can click that and follow. So you'll see the primary creators within my list of friends. And you'll also see other creators that you're going to recognize. You'll see Lauren there and you can follow them. And then there might be some people that might just jump out to you. So go to my friends list and go through and follow some of the creators you like. Don't follow too many creators just yet. And so one of the things that I'll just go back to the document here. Again, just kind of open this up here. List of friends, and you'll also. So after you've followed everyone, the next thing that you want to do is get familiar with the conscious creator feed. So within the document here, and this is also in my companion document, so you'll find it in either or, paradigmshiftcentral.com/Ibble. So I'll just show you guys here real quick. You open this up in Safari. And again, this is me creating, like I basically like brute forced my way of engineering this, combining the Discord server with the Paradigm Shift Central website. But through here, what you'll actually see is 2 sections, one for featured member events. And there's like a couple instructions there just about downloading the app if you haven't yet. So you can see here is that like, if you were to scroll here, this is a recent event that Isabelle and I did, understanding and experiencing light language. The links here, it says Ibble event link. If you were to click this link, so say in the future, someone's hosting an event and we've posted it on the Discord and you're like, you've got the update. So you literally click that link and then it's literally going to take you right to the event. Boom, bingo, bango, like pretty easy right there. Like that's like actually like solving a bit of the issue that Ibble in itself is like still designing. So I've gone out of my way to kind of like engineer this to make it easier for us. So now you can immediately go back and check that out as well. And so again, with here, like we can literally even like peek in on Brianna's event. So if you were to keep scrolling here, this is Brianna's event, relationship advice and card readings. In the next day, Luna's event is going to be posted here. So use this page if you're looking for the events, because sometimes just navigating Ibble on its own through the natural interface can be a little bit confusing. You're like, where's Luna's event? How do I get to it? You go to her profile and then you still can't find it. Use this website, paradigmshiftcentral.com/Ibble, or go to the Paradigm Shift Central Discord server. So let's check out Brianna's event. So we're going to click the link there, and then this is actually going to take us into Brianna's event. So I know the sound's not necessarily playing right now. I mean, maybe you guys can kind of hear it through my microphone, but I'm just not going to turn that up right now. Can I turn the volume down? Maybe I can. Anyways, so this is what Brianna's actual event looks like right now. Like, so she's been hosting her event on card readings. It looks like she's like probably almost done. She's got like 19 responses so far. And you can see like she's individually like replying to questions that people have submitted before time. Once I go through this, I'm actually going to go through basically just like a walkthrough using Brianna's event of like how an event would actually function. And I'll actually show you through Luna's event as well. So I just don't want to show you guys too much at once. But again, the other thing, going back here, again, I just have to like reopen this every time because the app always resets. And if you guys are in the YouTube chat, again, I know this is kind of, it sounds like a lot, but once you kind of get familiar with it, it's really just a conscious creator feed. once you followed everyone, and then just using the conscious creator feed. Drop an 1111 on the chat if this is like, if you're following along, if this is helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. So again, the other, instead of the custom feed on the website, the other option would be to naturally just use the Discord server. So if you click Discord server and then you click that link, that will take you into the Discord server if you haven't already joined the Discord server. This is just like the invite. So say at that point, I've already joined the Discord server. So I'm going to open up Discord on my phone. I'll ping people with upcoming events. So on the Discord server, it's just a little bit, there's more there because it's our entire server. But under community events, that's our Ibble events. So if you were to go here, it's kind of like the same thing. And then again, under the Ibble threads, you can see there's a recent one from Luna. Luna made one about like Happy Manifesting Portal Day. So we're going to click on that one. And then if you do this just in the Discord itself, it's usually going to kind of like pop up like this. What you want to do is you want to open it up in your separate browser. So again, the button in the little right, that's like the little compass, click that button. That's going to launch it in Safari. And then if you scroll down there, it says open at the top, you click open, that's going to take you to Luna's thread. So again, that's like it's once you get it, you're just like, oh, this is actually pretty easy to know how to be able to quickly to get to people's threads. So say, for example, in this thread, it doesn't look like Luna enabled the ability for people to be able to add to threads in this one, but people can still submit Q&A. But what I'm actually going to do here, I'm actually going to go back to, well, I'll show you a little bit of the interface for individual user profiles. So when you're on a user's profile, again, it's still a little bit convoluted. You've got kind of two sections here. You've got posts and then you've got threads. So threads are basically like individual contributions that Luna has made to start her own threads or to contribute to other people's threads as well. So I think there is one of, I'm just looking for, so let's go. So when we scroll down here, so this is actually Luna's upcoming event. What does it mean to be a conscious creative? That was the one she was talking about earlier. So I'm going to show you how to participate in an event on Ibble. So if we were to click on that and go to Luna's event, so we got like a little video here that Luna's made where it's just kind of like the graphics and stuff. And then the second video is going to be Luna introducing things. Can you guys hear Luna right now, or do I need to? You can? Okay.
Every Sunday at 7 p.m. PST. Now for this Sunday, I want to ask you a question. What does being a conscious creator or
Oh, looks like the app crashed. Did the app just crash? Is that what's going on? It looks like my phone's just crashing. I don't know what's going on actually. Hold on, stand by. Okay, sometimes the app crashes. That will happen. So if that's the case, then let's see, what's the quickest way for me to make it back to Luna's profile? Well, one thing I'll show you, this is another way. Oh, looks like I have to like redo the screen share here. I'll just do the screen share real quick because I'll show you guys like the discovery. Hold on, is it not loading up real quick? What's going? Come on, iPhone. Okay, let me try this again here. All right, I'm going to take a look at the comments. Oh, hold on, that didn't work. Is it screen share, iPhone, iPad, AirPlay, iPhone, iPad, cable? Maybe just, there we go. Okay. Anyways, you guys can see it again. I'm just checking the YouTube chats. All right, you guys are following along? Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so anyways, a couple things to know about the Ibble feed, and then we're going to go back to showing you guys Luna's event. So yes, we're on my profile right now. The home button in the bottom left, like that's kind of like your like FYP. I'm gonna turn this down so that you guys can't hear. You guys can't hear them right now, right? Like I just don't want the volume coming over. No? Yeah, okay, cool. So on your home button has trending and following up at the very top, if you can see that. So if you want to be able to kind of like see new content from the people you're following, swipe left and then, or sorry, click on the top. How do I get there? Click on the top and click the following. And then if you swipe down, this is going to like show you threads specifically from people who you are following. So if you've already just gone out of your way to specifically follow some of like the creators within our squad, then this is going to be a really cool way for you to just kind of like randomly kind of like see the new threads that they're getting and that they're showing you as well. I'm following like over like 100 people. So some of the stuff that I'm getting is stuff that, oh, look, oh, wow. How cool is that? Look, it's like telling us that Brianna's event is actually happening right now. Very cool. I wasn't expecting that. Let's go check on Brianna's event again. View details. Oh, okay, here we go. So anyways, I'm going to go back a step because I want to go to the explore page. So on the explore page at the bottom, so this is where Ibble basically will feature events. So right at the top here, we got this little carousel, and there's our girl Brianna right at the top in the carousel there. And if you were to scroll down, this is where you'll actually see the other events. So you can see here, like this is really cool because a lot of the events that myself and the other members in the squad are doing are actually being featured on Ibble. Like they're going out of their way to like kind of like put them into the highlights section. So this is Tree's event coming up, and then I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. You can kind of like see stuff that they're like recommending. Some of the stuff that they're recommending is popular is actually stuff that may be a little bit older. Another thing about Ibble is that they always kind of incorporate like news articles and stuff. So if you were to keep scrolling here, eventually you're going to see more events. So there's Melissa's event that we got. And if I were to keep scrolling a little bit further, you're going to find Luna's event, which is probably the next one. There we go. So if you see an event that you want to be able to get updates on, what you're going to do is you're going to hit the save button. So like this save button, if I were to click it, it turns blue. And then again, if I were to go to Luna's event, I'm just going to show you. So events are kind of like, events and threads are kind of set up in a couple ways. They're set up in either a Q&A format or an open format where people can add to them. This is Luna's event. So Luna didn't set it up where people can just add to it yet because she's going to be facilitating it. But Luna's asked us a question: what does it mean to be a conscious creative? So we saw Luna's video there. And then to be able to submit our response to Luna's event ahead of time, which is a really cool feature with Ibble. So Luna's encouraging people to submit multiple responses ahead of time. And then Luna will kind of like weave it in and kind of create this format discussion. There's a button at the bottom that says Q&A. So we're going to hit the Q&A button there. And then with that, that's where we can click the ask a question button. So if we were to click the ask a question button, and then from here, this is where I'd be like, okay, like, hey, Luna, this is what I think. I'm not, maybe should I try film? Hey, Luna, it's me. I'm in the Zoom room with you right now, and I'm asking a question. So then I were to like do that. I'm not actually going to submit that. But anyways, if I were to do that, and then if it properly saves, which sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and maybe it's a little bit janky right now. It's probably because I'm like plugged into the computer, but we'll see whether or not it works. It might not actually work for whatever reason. If anything doesn't work on Ibble, usually just like close the app and try doing it again. There we go. So that time, like I recorded this video, and then what you would do here, and then you would play back your video and be like, oh, that's what I want. And then you click ask a question. And then here you would add a little description and be like, this is my question. It's my question. And then from there, you can also set the cover. Again, I didn't do it properly, but you'd be able to like select your screenshot there. And then once you've done that, you can also add links to any like responses and posts. And then from there, you would click post up in the top right. And then that would submit a question to Luna's thread ahead of time. And then once the event is live, Luna will be able to individually reply to some of those threads and reply to those responses and add to the thread as well. So I'll give you guys like a quick little glimpse again, just kind of into, let's go back to Brianna's event. So here we are in Brianna's event, and this is kind of like the main page for an event. So you can see here, this is like the top posts are the actual like posts within the thread. And then it looks like she's still got some questions that she's working through, which is great. It looks like Brianna's like literally like still in the middle of the event because she's still got 4 questions that she hasn't replied to yet. So if we were to click here, and then we can actually see, so like here's Brianna. So like the start of the event, it's her like introducing, she's talking a little bit about, you know, what the event is going to be like. She does an initial card reading at the start. Again, obviously you'd be able to hear if you're listening to this within your own app. And then Kristen has a question. So Kristen submitted an audio response here. So again, I'm just kind of giving you guys a quick example of what an event could look like. Kristen's asking an event. Again, this one's about relationship advice. Kristen's asking a question about relationships. And then from there, Brianna replies to that. And Brianna, I think, is probably going to have, she might have a card reading, or I guess I think it's, I'm not sure if it's a card reading every time, or I guess it's just kind of like her own intuitive guidance. There's the reading. So then the next response is she has a reading for Kristen. And then the next one, it looks like, is that Natasha? Hey, it's, oh, getting pretty meta here. So it looks like it's Natasha. And I think Natasha actually just left the event recently. So shout out to Natasha. And then again, Brianna has her responses there. So you can kind of see it kind of like follows this kind of like leapfrog method of responses and submissions. And so that's kind of like what some events can look like. And then again, if you were to just go to like a regular thread, so say for example, see, this is where can I access? Sometimes it doesn't like fully update with the most recent threads. So if I were to go to my activity feed, I'll show you guys the recent thread that I did. And so in the activity feed, this is where once it loads, like this is where you'll get updates on new people following you. And again, Natasha, are you still, you're not, are you out of the event? I can't see my Zoom properly. I think Natasha's out of the event, but I can still see her in the YouTube. Anyways, within the activity feed, this is where you're going to get updates on all your events. I'm going to wrap this up in a second, and you guys let me know if you have any questions. You can also switch through the top where you can click on like threads and then events, and some of them have like different notifications based on stuff you're following. And then also the saved one is very helpful. So when I saved Luna's event or when I saved Brianna's event, it literally just shows me the updates within that specific event. But going back to the all activity, I'm just going to show you a thread that I created earlier today, just as an example, as a thread that you can literally just like add to on the fly. So I think I'm just kind of scrolling back here. So I made a thread today, and it was basically, the thread question was, what do you do when someone leaves a negative comment on your content? So this is my thread that I created here. So I created like a little like intro video where I'm just kind of like prompting the question. And then so in this type of thread, what you can see up at the top, there's a little like plus sign that has like a little like rainbow color around it. So this isn't a Q&A event. This isn't a Q&A thread. This is one that you can literally add a reply to right now. So for anybody watching this, if you were to land on this event, you would literally just be able to hit the plus sign there. And then with that, you'd be able to immediately add your reply, you'd film it, and then you would click submit, and then it would immediately show up within the top. So you can see here that Mr. Goodbeer has replied, Natasha has replied, and Mo has replied as well. So with that said, that's basically kind of the gist of what Ibble is. And again, if you were to go back, this is again where my companion guide would be super, super helpful. So if you were to go back into my companion guide, which again is in the top of the info for this video on YouTube, this is where, for your convenience, I've gone out of my way where when you click those links, it will take you to those specific threads within my profile, because sometimes they're kind of hard to find. So those are my events. And then under here is my threads. So you can see here, one I would recommend people do is like the Spiritual Seekers Meet and Greet, or the What Are Dreams. And then there's another one, Getting to Know My Followers on Ibble. So any of those, if you were to click those, you can click that. It's going to open up the app. It's going to open up to that thread. And then you can literally click the add to thread button up at the top. And then you can start getting involved. And again, once you've followed me within your activity feed, you'll get notified when I post new threads in there. And again, do your best to be able to keep an eye on the on like the Discord or on the event feed, and then that's where you'll also get like updates on new threads there as well. So on this page, just to scroll down, if you were to scroll down a little bit further, this is actually really cool, because this is where you can actually find the majority of the threads from other creators. So kind of like what I showed there, where it's like, oh, this is how you access my threads. Use this page so you can access like a lot of the old threads that other creators have posted and new threads still to come. So you can see here, so I can scroll back here and be like, oh, here's a great thread from Kristen. How do you stand in your power to share your authentic self? So what you kind of want to do, you kind of want to scroll through this, find the questions that you really resonate with, and you're like, oh, that's a discussion I want to be a part of. And then you're going to click that, and then that's going to open you up into that thread, and boom, you're right there in the thread. You can listen to it, listen to each individual discussion, and you can immediately add to it and add to the discussion. And then again, you can go back and you can like reload this. And then once you reload that, you can go back and you can select another thread to join, or you can do it like right through the Discord server as well. And then there's like the extra step of opening it up in Safari. So that's basically all I just want to be able to share with you guys. And then I think on the other steps that I had, it was basically just like, yeah, again, just kind of like follow those creators, follow them on Instagram. And then the other thing is just getting familiar with our weekly schedule. And then I'll just kind of pass it over to Luna and Melissa. I know you're in the chat. I'm not sure if you wanted to join on air. And again, I'm not sure if Brianna is obviously busy and Kristen may be busy as well. But for those of you tuned in right now, again, I know that might be a lot, but the best way to understand it is to just kind of like check out the companion guide, check out the feed, have Ibble installed, and just start clicking around. Start clicking around, start exploring the feeds, start exploring my threads, start exploring the other creators' threads within our collective team feed, and join in. And I'll just go over the quick schedule for the upcoming events. And again, this is in the info for this video. So Melissa is hosting a breathwork event on Mondays at 1:30 p.m. EST. Natasha is hosting her currently what I think it's going to be is called the Reframe Roundtable. And that's going to be kind of like a group discussion with question prompts. That's Monday at 7 p.m. EST. And then Kristen is hosting some tarot at Tuesday at 9 p.m. EST. I'll be hosting a variety of events on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. EST. My next event is a guidance for lightworkers oracle card reading event. And then on Wednesday evenings after that, Tree is hosting events. Her upcoming event is on censorship, and you would have seen that in the Discovery feed. Brianna is hosting events on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. EST. And again, that's her like relationship oracle card, all sorts of cool events she's doing. And then Isabelle is currently hosting events at 2 p.m. EST, and hers are going to be light language, kind of like sound healing, energy healing. And Luna is going to be hosting events on Sunday at 10 p.m. EST. And again, Luna's got the frequency, like the Sundays, the sound healing, and the discussion events there as well. So yeah, that's basically kind of the run through. And then again, step number 5 is take part and interact with new threads and have fun. So I know that kind of sounds like a lot, but once you kind of get familiar with it and you use those extra tools, you guys will be able to stay up to speed with what's happening on Ibble. And that's ultimately what we want. We want you guys to be able to take part in it. And again, reminder for those of you who are watching this, who are conscious creators, and if you guys resonate with my content and you guys want to learn more about being an ambassador for Ibble, reach out to me, let me know, and we can talk more about that, even just like one-on-one, and I can give you a little bit more info on that. If you're just looking to interact with Ibble in general, go ahead, play with it, show your support, and be a part of the awesome events and discussions that we're creating there as conscious community, and get excited about the things that we're going to be doing. Like literally, like there's events all week long for you guys to be able to take part in, and yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see how it grows. Luna, I'll pass over to you. I need to take a break from talking. How was that, Luna? How was my TED Talk, Luna? Was it helpful for you even? Like, I think there was probably some stuff there that you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like the threads and the feed and stuff like that or whatever. I don't know. Feel free to let me know. Double check your microphone, Luna. You're just muted right now.
Yeah, hi.
There we go.
Hi. Yeah,
Okay.
your TED Talk was very great. Very informative. Very informative. Thank you. So I'm excited. I know it's a lot. Like it seems like it's a lot, but once you get used to it, it's like anything, you know, when you first start to get to use it, it's going to have a learning curve. So you're going to have to poke around a little bit and get used to it. The app is a baby, so obviously it's going to have its little bugs, but overall it's pretty fun, and I'm excited to get into some conversations with you guys. I'm gonna the next event, the event that I'm having right now, not right now, but on Sunday, the event on Sunday, I'm going to have other questions that I'm going to add on there, so you guys can have more like a choice of questions. It's not going to be just one question, so it'll be fun. Yeah, I don't really have much to talk about right now.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's been a busy day for all of us, and I think again we were just I wanted to be able to come on here to kind of share you guys that info, point you in the right direction with those again the links for the companion guide, the feeds, all the links for the creators. And again, at that point, I would just say, just jump on the app and start exploring it, and use the tools that we've created so that you can connect to the events that we've been creating over the past couple months, and just get familiar with our upcoming schedule and join in for the ones that you're looking forward to. And Candace, I'm not sure if you're there, but if you want to share any feedback as well, please feel free. And I know Melissa is in the YouTube chat, and Melissa is also just kind of like saying, Melissa is saying, I love the app. I love how fun the conversations are. I really love the events. My mind has been sparked and is expanding daily. So yeah, absolutely. Like with the event, like we're still playing with it. Like it's a tool. Like we're just getting started. And that's where, the events are going to evolve. The threads are going to evolve. You guys are going to create your own threads. You guys are going to give us ideas for new ways to be able to start using the app. Again, just kind of go ahead, Candace. Yes. Any feedback that you want to share?
Yeah. I was gonna say your TED Talk was awesome.
Thanks, Candace. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I'm gonna join the Ibble app for sure.
I'm excited for you to be able to join once we're able to figure out.
I will need your assistance when I get it. Just letting you know.
We'll definitely make it work. And yeah, like it's it's one of those apps with anything, it's got a little bit of a learning curve. But once you kind of get familiar with it, and even if I would say, just kind of for the people who are just starting, keep it simple, just follow like a small handful of creators. So that's where, again, like if there's the 8 of us that I've talked about here, if you want to start following that, and then kind of from there start expanding out, go ahead and do that. And then that will keep your activity feed like relatively simple as you get familiar with it. And then you can start following more people as well. So yeah. Yeah, no, thank you, Candace, and thank you again, Luna, for you guys' feedback and just being here to help be able to invite more people into Ibble. And yeah, I just wanted to be able to share again, some of the events that we've had on Ibble, which you can actually go back and listen to. For those of you who have already seen them, they're actually already uploaded to YouTube and on Spotify. I went out of my way to re-upload them just so that more people can listen and enjoy, because you can kind of go back and listen to some events, and it's almost like a podcast. The events that we've done, me and Luna, we actually did our first event together on Ibble, and that was what it means to be spiritual in 2022. And then after that, me and Brianna did an event about how to become a light worker to help change the world. And again, with the formats of those, basically, it starts with me and Luna kind of inviting people into this space before the event even begins and inviting them to leave a response for the initial question. So for the question of the first event with Luna, the question was, well, what does being spiritual mean to you in 2022? And then with that, like 8 or 9 people would submit a response ahead of time. And then throughout the live event, me and Luna are kind of responding and uploading those responses into the event. So it's very much kind of like almost creating like a live edited video, so to speak. And people are submitting their clips ahead of time. So it's really cool. And there's a lot of cool ways to kind of use the app that, again, I think we're still just kind of like getting into. And the other events that I've done, I did a conscious campfire event, which was a really cool event. And that was basically like me doing a solo hosted event. And it had some very intentional question prompts. And the people got to be able to respond to those question prompts. And it was really cool, just kind of like the vibe of that event. And I'll be doing more of the conscious campfire events as well. Other members are doing kind of question prompt related events as well. That will be kind of like a common feature. And Melissa did a really cool mindful flow meditation event where she basically invited people to submit their own like 1 minute meditation, kind of guided meditations. And then she strung them together to create this like compilation of like a community created guided meditation. It was really, really cool. And again, the links for those are also in our Ibble event links in our Discord server. And again, Luna, she's had some like 1 minute card reading events as well. And she's going to be doing some future card reading. She's already done some universal frequency, which again was the sound healing in the open mic nights. And the other event that me and Melissa did was our how and why meditation can change your life event. And that was a really cool discussion. Again, people sharing their insights on meditation. And then the most recent event me and Isabelle did, which was the understanding and experiencing light language. And that was a really cool event. And I would encourage you guys to just go back and listen to those just for the sake of enjoying them. And that was really cool because we actually practiced doing light language, and we actually had some people submit their own light language practices as well. And yeah, as we said, Brianna's got her relationship advice and card reading events, which is literally happening right now on Ibble. I love the fact that that's happening. So we probably won't hear from Brianna tonight because I think she's going to be busy with her event and she'll probably be tired afterwards. And again, we've got lots of other events coming up, and I already kind of mentioned to you the schedule. And the next event will be Luna's event this Sunday. So if you're looking for something to get involved with, join on Ibble, go follow Luna, and then get those notifications so that you can join her event on Sunday. And again, that's the sound frequency event, which is going to be Luna. Do you want to share a little bit more about anything related to that event? It's going to be kind of like the question prompts and the discussion, and then also like some sound healing and overall good vibes.
Yeah, overall magical good vibes, we're going to be, so Sundays, it's going to be the day that I will be live streaming. I'm going to be on Ibble doing events, but I'm also going to be live streaming on YouTube an hour before that. So beginning at 5:55 p.m. PST, I will be live streaming on YouTube, and that's going to be a meditation and oracle pool. That's going to be every Sunday. For Ibble, I'm excited with these events where I'll be able to interact more personally with you guys. And it's going to be at 7 p.m. PST. And it will be a sound bath. So at the beginning, I will do a cleansing for us. And then I'll do some videos of a sound bath. And you'll get to enjoy that. So you'll get to enjoy those videos back to back. And then I'll have a theme for the event. So it'll be either a tarot reading where I'll do readings for you guys, or a question. There's also going to be one where I'm going to teach you guys some candle magic stuff. So if you have questions for that, get ready. But this Sunday, we're going to talk about what it means to be a conscious creative. So all of you creative people out there, I know there is a lot of you out there, and I want to connect with each and one of you guys. And it's a great opportunity to leave a video up there, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, answer the question prompt, and then you get to see other creators too. So you can, it's kind of like you're gonna be able to network, you know what I mean? Get to meet different people, like, hey, maybe I should follow this guy, maybe they'll inspire you, maybe you guys will be friends, maybe you guys will collaborate, who knows, So I know I've only been on Ibble for like, I don't know, like a month or something, and I've met some really cool people on there, other creatives that already want to meet up with me and have coffee, and collaborate. So that's amazing. So it's going to be a great space for all of us, and the questions are going to help us reflect on our art and how we're doing it consciously, with intention, and that intention being to spread love, and your art, but putting your spin into it, putting your sauce on it. So we're going to get into that. You guys can leave your videos. Like, I would just want to hear from you guys mainly. That's like my interest. That's what sparked my interest of Ibble, that I get to talk to you guys. So
Cool.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. And again, for those of you here, if you see any events from the members in the community, feel free to, again, just kind of go over your way and submit some responses ahead of time so that you can interact. And again, just kind of like, you get to co-create the event itself, which is really, really cool. It's not just like, hey, we're just like here talking. It's like the community co-creates the events by what you're responding and asking ahead of time. And again, with Ibble, one of the things that's really cool about Ibble, and we'll just talk here and then pretty much we'll be close to wrapping it up. And if anybody does have any questions, please go ahead, let us know, ask some questions. We're more than happy to answer those. But one of the things I was going to say that's really cool about Ibble, and I'm sure Luna would be able to, again, just kind of like echo this as well, is that because of the format with Ibble, again, it's these like 1-minute videos, like with that, it's really helped me kind of like get intentional with what I'm saying, so it's like, okay, like you're sharing a response, like you could always do like 2 or 3 parts, but say you're just like, okay, 1 minute, what you're saying in that 1 minute, it's like, sometimes it can be like really like clear and concise, and it really drops some gems. So that's where, again, in some of the events that I know that Luna and I have done, and Brianna and Melissa and Isabelle, we've had these questions from the audience members, and it's just like, okay, let's answer this question in 1 minute each. And then within that 1 minute, for the people who are listening to it back, it's like each one of those 1 minute clips, it's like, whoa, like that was a gem. That was a gem. That was like, man, like every single clip is like shifting my paradigm. And so it's like, it really kind of like crystallizes the quality of content. Whereas instead of it just being kind of like really just drawn out, it gets like very intentional. And then if you got enough of those, you can imagine even like going back and listening to like Brianna's event right now, I'm sure like each one of her like 1 minute clips is going to have like something in it for you. Right. So with any of the events, it's always going to be kind of like a way for synchronicity to be able to emerge through as well. So you're going to find yourself tuning into different events, and there's going to be something there that's like meant for you to hear. And you're just like, whoa, like that was like really important for me. And I really resonate with that. So yeah, that's a really cool feature with Ibble, is that, again, there's a lot of intention as to how we use the event as well. And it's very different from TikTok. It's very different. Like if people show up trying to use Ibble how they use TikTok, where it's just like videos of just like, something that's just kind of like telling people something and everything like that, that's one thing. But Ibble is more about, it's kind of like, whereas TikTok is kind of like the yang energy, Ibble's more of the yin energy, where it's inviting people into the conversation, it's inviting people to share, it's inviting people to be a part of something that's being co-created. So it's really, really cool. And again, with the amount of stuff that we've talked here at this point, if you haven't already yet, I would just encourage you to download the app, check it out for yourself, experience it for yourself, play around with it. use the tools that we've provided with you, use the companion guide I've created, use the conscious creator list to follow that I've created, use our conscious creator feed, and then you can go back and check out some of the events and practice adding, practice replying, and go follow the creators that you resonate with, and just keep an eye open, and open the app a couple times a day and practice adding to some threads, and tune in for some upcoming events, and we'll be happy to be able to have you around. And one of the things, Melissa is one of our creators within our squad, one of the fellow ambassadors. She says, those who are curious about joining as ambassadors too, hosting events is a very fun experience as well. A fun new way to creatively express yourself and open a conversation on a topic you deeply resonate with. And I've definitely found that, like, that's kind of like why Ibble is kind of like definitely using it. It's kind of like sparked something in me, because it's like, oh, this is actually like flexing my creativity. Like I'm kind of using tools and skill sets that I've already developed over the years, but now I'm kind of finding a way to use them in new formats. So it's really cool. And again, it's just something that I think a lot of us are going to be able to have a lot of fun just playing with over the coming months. And Ibble's only going to continue to grow. There's a lot of love being put in behind it. The team behind Ibble, like they're making some big contacts. Like they're like connected with like a lot of like celebrities and things like that. So there's many different sides to Ibble. There's like Ibble side where people are going to be talking about like like movies, and then there's like fashion, and then there's food, and then there's health and fitness, and then there's like pet training and things like that. There's all these kind of like categories, and then for where you want to connect, if you're interested in the mindfulness and the meditation and the sound healing and the tarot readings and, the conscious discussions, you can find that. And that's kind of, again, what we're kind of creating. We're kind of creating this like space within Ibble. And I know that, as someone who was one of the earlier spiritual creators on TikTok, creating that foundation in the early days was like so meaningful. And now, like TikTok's so great, but it's like, it's a lot. And sometimes it can be a lot to kind of like take in. So if you're looking for something that's like a little bit simpler, a little bit more easy to kind of interact with, something where you can actually like get to know the creators and actually kind of be a part of the community as we're building it, then definitely, again, go ahead and check it out. And please feel free to tell your friends and send them, the link is in my profile if you want to just send them to that link, or just tell them to download Ibble and pass on any of the companion guide links or the feeds, or join the Discord, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know what to do. But yeah, feel free to invite people to Ibble and go ahead and create your own discussions. And we'll just kind of go from there. So I don't think anybody else is joining on air right now. Again, I know Kristen and Tree and Brianna, they're all busy. And again, Natasha was in here and Melissa was in here earlier, and Isabelle's probably busy as well. But there's a lot to be said about Ibble, and we're so grateful that we've been able to have this space where you've been able to receive it. Last call for anybody here. If there's any like even just gratitude or any questions that you want to be able to share, go ahead and do that in the chat. And Luna, we can just kind of pass it over to you, even if there's just kind of like a couple more things you want to say as we get close to wrapping it up. And short and sweet is totally fine. And then we'll pretty much be done for the day. And Candace, if there's anything you want to share as well, please, by all means. But yeah, Luna, anything else? Candace, we'll pass it to you in a second.
I just want to say thank you for this little meeting that we're having here, because this really does help with everything that you shared on the screen, like step by step. I really appreciate that, because I know a lot of people have been asking me like, oh, I opened it up, but I wasn't really sure. So I want to be able to show people how to use the app. And I do want to have something, like the guide that you have for your following, for the people who go and join. So I want to create one like that as well. So I'll have that. I thought maybe doing a video, but I guess I'm already going to be doing one. But I just want to say thank you to you, Brendon, and to Ibble as well, for taking the opportunity to give the opportunity to creators who are conscious and wanting to do something good for the planet, and they want to invest in the creators. And it's definitely very, very different than TikTok, I would have to say. Like TikTok, you definitely can't, don't expect to be using it the same way that you're using TikTok. Just be open-minded, open-hearted, and it really is space to practice being vulnerable and practice communicating with others. So I think this is a great space, especially after that 1 year. So many people, now work from home, and a lot of people don't communicate with as many people as they used to. I know my circles have changed for sure. So it's a great space to communicate and stay active, keep your brain, flexing those muscles, those brain muscles, which is very important. And yeah, I just want to express gratitude. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Awesome.
No questions.
Thank you thank you as well, Luna, and gratitude to you as well. And again, I've been super impressed with all of what we've been creating here as our little squad. And again, just being able to kind of like help each other out has been super rewarding.
Okay. You
And
can do that, and then I'll do it too.
Candace, go ahead.
I gotta go. I just want to say I'm very happy that I came, and I look forward to joining the app.
Awesome.
The Ibble app.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Thank you so much, Candace. It's lovely to have you once again.
Yeah.
Bye,
Have
Candace.
a beautiful rest of your day.
Nice
Awesome.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'll
Awesome.
follow you too.
Okay, thank you, Candace. I'll follow you back.
Awesome. Sweet. Yeah. And again, just wrapping it up here, and Candace, thank you again, and Luna, yeah, because with again, Luna, we can definitely, just like me and you, we can kind of touch base on the side and just kind of continue to brainstorm. Again, just kind of like stuff that we were talking about with how to be able to like bring people onto the app and that stuff, because I mean, we've been having like these little like squad meetings here and there, so we can definitely touch base on that. And I can help you kind of like set up your own companion guide and everything as well. So cool. Sweet. All right. Well, with that said, we're going to wrap up this broadcast, and I look forward to being able to see some of the new followers in my notifications on Ibble following this, as well as following some of the other creators within the squad and the other conscious creators on the app in general. And we are so excited to be able to have more people joining us on Ibble. Again, it's kind of like this like small little like thing going on in the internet, but I think having it as just kind of a smaller thing actually makes it even more special. So for those of you who are here, thank you for being a part of something that's very exciting, and it's only going to continue to grow. So with that said, again, thank you to our Patreon supporters, my personal Patreon supporters. You guys help make all of the work with this possible as well. Go follow us on Spotify, Paradigm Shift Radio, and you can check out this and all the Ibble event recordings and all of our Paradigm Shift recordings as well. On there, you can join our Patreon to take part in on-air events. Again, next week, we'll kind of be getting back into regular Paradigm Shift discussion events. And again, in the info for this video, you can find the links for all the creators within our squad on Instagram as well as on Ibble. You can download Ibble, you can follow the companion guide, you can follow the creator list, and also the conscious creator feed. And I think that's about it. So if you have any questions about Ibble, just reach out to me. And again, if you are a conscious creator and you're interested in possibly being an ambassador, definitely feel free to let me know, and I can chat with you more about that. And stay tuned. We got plenty more events coming, and keep an eye on the schedule, and I'll be posting about it on my other platforms and everything there. And join the Discord, and you'll get notifications also. So cool. All right, we shall wrap up this event. So Luna, thank you again so much. Thank you to everyone else who's been tuned in. Please continue to leave any questions and gratitude in the chat. And we will be back here once again for some more paradigm shifting, consciousness expanding events. And as always, keep it shifty and welcome to the future. So Luna, feel free to join me in saying farewell, and until next time. So bye everybody. Have a wonderful night. See you guys on Ibble. Bye guys.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.
Much love.